Hello everyone, welcome to Henry's English channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about Vietnamese students. Now I haven't had a lot of Vietnamese students in my time, but I've had enough to know some of the issues that they face with pronunciation. And one of those issues is the missing end consonant. Now I've put here two examples of how this problem may occur. The first one is the B's. So a Vietnamese student, instead of saying the B's, may say just the B. And it's not a case of not recognising the plural, it's simply that they're not pronouncing that S letter at the end. So I tell them, look, there's an S there, please say the S, and they don't. So I realised there was more to it than just a plural issue. Now this is a technique that I've used to help Vietnamese students overcome this problem. What I did was to make a sentence which includes the S sound in the next word. So they're unable to say the B's, or they're not consistently saying the B's, they're just saying the B. But when it comes to this three-word sentence, they're okay with saying the bee stings. So what I did was I told them to join the words. When we say it as an English speaker, we join the words. The bee stings. So with the Vietnamese student, I would practice saying the bee stings, the bee stings, the bee stings. Then I would tell them to remove, say, the S part at the end. Now, I know that's not grammatically correct, but this is not about grammar, this is about pronunciation. So they start with the bee stings, then they go to the bee sting. And they go to the bee skin. Then they go to the beast. And then finally they go to the bees. And when I tell them to say this, they have to imagine that they're going to say the T, but they don't actually say it. And for some reason this helps them overcome the issue. So it's a bit of a process of elimination. Here's another example. What's that you're holding in your hand? And the Vietnamese student will say a map instead of saying map. Now, when in English we have to be very clear with our enunciation, the map. That P definitely exists. But for the Vietnamese student, it seems to be not so important. So when they're saying it, they're saying a map. So what I do once again, I create a sentence with the word where they're forced to say the P. Now when it's combined with other words, for some reason they're able to say the P word. It's only when it's trailing, it's only when the sound is at the end that it's difficult for them. So once again, a map of Australia. So we're joining the words, and this would be practiced many times, a map of Australia. Linking words, we link the words when we're speaking in English. A map of Australia, a map of Australia. We could then simplify it to now Australia is affectionately known as Oz, so a map of Oz, a map of Oz, a map of Oz. And then for fun we could just say a map of O, a map of O, a map of O. and then it will be a map of, a map of. Now I know that's nonsensical, but once again this is about pronunciation. A map of, a map of, a map of. And then a mapper, a mapper, a mapper, a mapper. And then finally a map, a map, a map. And when I'm telling them to say it, they have to be very clear with their pronunciation of the P. And if they're starting to drift back into old habits where they say a map, then I start the exercise again, exercise again. So it's partly hearing. I think it's also partly that they don't realise how important it is and how strongly they need to emphasise the P. So this exercise, it's probably more of a producing issue. They can hear the P, but they're not actually producing it the way we want them to. It's not enough emphasis. So this is a lot of it a producing issue, and guiding Vietnamese students into finding ways to produce that final consonant sound. So that was my video. This one is a short one. If you're a Vietnamese student, or even Southeast Asian students, some other countries have this issue as well, and you're still finding that this is difficult for you after this video, please get help. Contact me on my email, it's on this channel. Let's have a lesson. I'd love to meet you and let's learn some English together. Bye for now.